Hello, hello, hello. We'll wait for everybody to get here. I'll be right back. Move, Gemma. Move, Gemma. I'm totally here. I'm looking for glasses so I can see. All right. I have to pull this up on my phone so I can see because I can't. I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. So let me pull this up on my phone so I can actually zoom in and read the comments. And I will say, and I'll probably repeat it again, that last week I said it. I don't know what he did. He did something. Anyway, I found it. So I accidentally set it up. Hi, Steph. Hi, Fairy. So like I set it up and I missed a button. And the button was the one that shows the live chat um, in the recorded version. So if they didn't catch it live, so that was kind of messed up because I really wanted to answer. There was some really cool questions that my husband has a Ziploc bag of. Look, I'm going to show y'all what I have to live with right now. That's what I have to live with. I found this bag just now, sitting right here. This is my husband doing. Lee Patterson, yes. So in this Ziploc bag, we have a Werther's Original, yes. And then we have chapstick for those dry chapped lips. Yep, we do. And we have, it looks like it goes into it goes into like a ash cigarette lighter thing or something in the car, and it has USB ports. Oh, you know what this is? This played our music in the old truck. That's what it did. And then I found an air freshener, and I found a tube of super glue. Now, let's put this all together in this bag so it doesn't look like I've been through it, but there is no rhyme or reason to everything that's in this bag. So when I go to clean up the bedroom, because I do that, well, he helps, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be questioning the contents of this bag. At least it wasn't like duct tape and a tarp, maybe some acid. It wasn't those things. So I probably don't have anything to worry about right now, but it's coming. Anyway, hi, Nathan. It's going to look like I'm looking down, and I don't want to look down because it looks like this, but it is what it is. I can't see. Sorry. How about if I do that? Okay. Hi, snow-covered Vermont. Oh, snow. I can't, we're in Ohio, so we get the oddest weather. It's just crazy. Chanel. Hi, Chanel. How are you? So I am prepped and ready, maybe. Man, we had some great questions last week, and I was like, when I got done, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I said anything valuable. Sometimes I do that. We all self-judge, don't we all self-judge? It's interesting how when we I speak of this a lot when we're like in sessions, and it's amazing how we like we'll look at a picture, and it can be a group picture, and we can be like in a group of 40 people in a picture, but our eyes always go straight to us. I always go straight to me, and I pick out every single flaw. And why am I the only one making a weird face? Why do I look weird and everybody else looks fine and great? We do that. We self-judge so much, and I find myself doing that a lot. But it's amazing how much I found out that we do that like a lot, but I'm trying not to look at the screen because I'll self judge. I'm like, look, what is this? Like I'll do that all day. I do not look at our videos after we record them and put them out. I don't look at mine. And for those of you who don't know, I have like this little persona called the Canna Granny, and I'm really good at making cannabis edibles and tinctures and lotions and pain creams and all kinds of things like that. And so I can see, like, I don't I don't even look at those videos. I don't look at any videos that I'm in because I will take them all down. I know you guys have heard it before. Um, Thank you, Chanel. Why does the twin get with someone just like you? I'm gonna tell you that I did it. And I know that some of you know. What is that? I'm not up here enough. I come up here to sleep and to get myself together, but I'm looking at the screen and that's a toy car right there. That's a toy car. It must be a Supra. It is. It's a Supra. He drives a Supra, so he's buying little toy cars that match his car. God bless him. I just noticed that one though. I should start buying toys. I can't I can't even justify going out buying a toy because anyway, I yeah, I buy other things. But anyway, so why does the twin get with someone just like me? Look, some of you have probably heard this before, but when Lee and I were dating before we were married, um, I was at that point in time, I felt like I had an obsession. Um, and I believe I did. I believe I had this obsession. We had no idea what the connection was. We had no idea what this strong connection was. It was literally driving me insane. Um, we split ways. It was the time when he left for 2 years. So here we are. And I had, I after a year or so of maybe obsessing, checking, it's really only about 6 months. But then, obviously I wasn't ready to go out dating because I had met my big love and he wasn't there anymore. And um, I was sad about that. But look, I found a dude, a black dude, and his name was Lee. And I thought, all right, I can do this. So I went out on a date and we went to cool little bar and they're all over there. It was called Bar Louie. And we went to Bar Louie and we had some drinks and had dinner. And there was a lump in my throat the whole time because he wasn't Lee. Like he wasn't my Lee. So um I felt bad. I excused myself and went to the bathroom and I was trying not to cry because I had um I don't know if that was way back before the whole lash extension thing came into play, and I think I had some fake ones on or something. Nevertheless, or I didn't have like waterproof mascara on or something silly. So I was not crying, not crying. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But I felt bad. I felt bad for the guy because I felt like I was using him because his name was Lee. Isn't that weird? But I needed to feel close to him, I guess, or maybe he was a replacement of some sort. I'm not sure. But yeah, we get so engulfed in the human aspect of it, and that's what we tend to go for. Um, Except for the differences, there's not that heavy, deep connection with that other person. So, like the magic's not there, the connection's not there. So it becomes real clear real fast that that's not the person, that's not the twin, that's not your big love. So um it's I ended up coming out of the bathroom and I sat down at the table and I said, "Look, I feel bad and let me pay for dinner." Um, and he wouldn't. He did, but I actually was honest with him and I said, "Look, I'm in love with a guy named Lee and he's like your skin tone, your build. Um, but you're not him and at this point in time I'm clearly not ready to date because I'm dating somebody or I'm trying to date somebody with the same name." Um, yeah. So if that's happening, see it as a great thing because they're going to learn real fast that it's not you, real fast. Let me see what's going on here. Good evening. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, Pure. Um, yeah. So, yeah. So if that's happening, just sit back and wait because be to stand still, or you guys know I made up that word. So it's great. I got this amazing cup. Says shut up, liver. You're fine. Y'all know I had a liver transplant, so I need this one to hush. I'm drinking water, so I'm handling it. I'm taking care of this liver. I am. Um, um, so yeah, getting back to that answer. I hope that helped, but I did do that. I did do that. Um, the very last time we separated, I kind of did something similar as well, but his name wasn't Lee. But it was somebody that I had similar interests with, so I kind of put him in a soulmate category. And hi Gemma, my dog. Um, so I was able to successfully date for, I guess it was about 4 to 6 months, maybe. And I didn't feel guilty because I didn't feel like I was using him because I really, really, really was moving on from Lee because it was heavy and it was, well, you guys know the journey. It's not the greatest at times. And, I guess the hurt was very powerful. So it helped me overcome what I thought I was overcoming, but I really wasn't, was I? Because here I am. Here we are. Let's see. Andrea said she found the notification, but it couldn't find the video. Ron is nothing. As a matter of fact, Ron's here. That's why I was late. Ron was down there. Ron's down there. Ron and Cameron are here. Well, Cameron lives here, but Ron brought Cameron back. He's going to the Dominican Republic for work tomorrow, and he wanted to see Cameron before he left. Not that he's not here almost every day anyway. Gotta love Ron. No, Ron is the exact opposite of Lee, and I'm going to tell you. I really hope that Ron doesn't watch these things. I don't think he does. um, and I don't want to talk too awful loud because they're just downstairs. Hi, Teresa. So Ron, I mean, we can go through physical differences first. Ron's white, Lee's black, and I don't see color. I don't have a preference. I love people, and I see colors. I can see auras, and um, I read those when I meet somebody, and unfortunately, I used that to my advantage, and I shouldn't have. And but I started dating Ron. Um, we went out a couple times, and I knew it wasn't there. I knew he wasn't the one. I knew he wasn't even close. Um, but I was going through some things in my life with my kids, and I needed stability. I wanted stability. Um, at that point in time in my life, American Dream was looking amazing. House, white picket fence, few kids, dogs, couple dogs. Um, so I knew that Ron could be easily manipulated, and I knew that he cared about, I knew that he loved me and he trusted me. And I took advantage of that in order to have just that stability. Um, when I started dating him and I knew Lee wasn't coming back, right? Um, so Ron and I went into his home. Typical bachelor pad. It was a nightmare, right? It was a nightmare. But I went in and I cleaned everything up, and we sold his house and we got engaged and we bought a home and we got 2 dogs and um yeah, so 6 months after we no, yeah, 6 months after we got engaged, Lee showed back up. Go figure. Um but Lee clearly wasn't ready to be in union. So after Lee came back, of course I didn't tell him about Ron at the time, but after Lee came back, I married Ron, and I married Ron while I was on the phone with Lee right before I walked down the aisle. And Lee knew nothing. He did not know that I was at my wedding. He did not know that I was getting ready to marry somebody. I probably told him I was doing laundry. And I would call him back in a couple of hours, which I did. From the reception, I went to the bathroom and I called him. And um, I didn't tell him until 3 days later. And I told him that I got married. And ultimately, Ron and I's marriage lasted 2 years. And a year of that he was on the couch in the basement and I was up in the bedroom, and we were pretty much separated. So um, Ron is an amazing brotherly like type of person to me. I don't know. Um, I don't know what yeah, I do. I know how he feels. We were talking about this just last night because he was here last night, and he's here now. But we were talking about our situation and how beautiful it is, and how perfect it is, and imperfect it is, and how people just are amazed at how well we get along. And him and Lee are best friends, and him and Lee's brother live together still after 12 years. Um, and so yeah, so Ron and Lee they are complete opposites. And yeah, um, I we ended up obviously divorcing, but it was so civil. I mean, it was great. It was a great divorce, and he's still here, and he's still our best friend. So, but no, they're not even close to being the same. There's a lot of stuff going on in chat here. Let's see. With my twin flame person, I knew I wasn't the one. I knew wasn't the one, but I tried to manipulate the situation. Yeah. Feel safe. Yeah. Ron is very loving. He's a very loving guy. He loves me. He unconditionally. He loves Lee unconditionally. He loves our son. Um, and he really is a major part of our family. Um, yeah, we wouldn't be a whole family without him. Hey, Gemma, come on. Let's not. Let's not. We're not gonna cry. You're fine. You don't need out. Um, let's see. What is the best way to respond to twin who is purging, lashing out, and very fearful, but is refusing to look at self and heal? I'm at a loss of what to do other than keep working on me. Um, obviously, that's going to be your key, is working on you. Um, you know, a lot of times the ego is so strong, and it's there she is. Hi, Gemma. Um, Come here. Let's not mess with Daddy's toy car. That'd be great. Um, a lot of times I dealt with Lee when he was doing the same thing and he just wasn't getting it, or he just didn't want to listen, and he was going through a dark night of the soul, and I would subtly say things, and so, like, the answers are in you. You're the one with all the answers. You're going to have to look deeper. And, if he's lashing out at you, you can use kinder words, maybe. I don't know, kind of what the things are you're saying to him, but I'm here is big. It's really big. I'm here for you. Whatever you need, if you need anything, please let me know. I'm the one. I'm here for you. Um, backing up that backing up that is important. Um, they definitely need to know that somebody's there and waiting on the other side and holding space. So use those type of words. I'm holding space for you. Um, I'm always going to be here for you. Super important keywords is I love you unconditionally, and letting them know that your love is unconditional. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't, there's nothing that you can do or say that's going to make me run or go away. Um, that Giving those words of affirmation help, even though it doesn't feel like it helps, because they're in such turmoil. But um, first things first is don't stop working on you. Keep working on you. That's important, right? And just be supportive and be there for him. And when it gets to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to choke him. I'm going to choke him. Then just step back. Just step back a little bit and and don't hover, and don't be motherly. That's important. You don't want to be motherly. You want to just be supportive. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. Let's see. My daughter's father took me to the courthouse to get married, and I couldn't do it because I couldn't imagine telling my twin that I got married. Well, you know what? Let me tell you how I did it, because I think he pissed me off. And I was like, you know what? I just got married. So there it is. And I'm pretty sure it rocked him, but then he come off with the fact that he was married still, but him and his wife were not together. So I lied to him, he lied to me. So it was kind of like, I don't know if any of you people out there watch Friends, but it was kind of like, even, yeah, with when Chandler and Monica went on their honeymoon, and all the little instant cameras they put all over the table, and Chandler forgot them and didn't get him, so he goes around with another camera and starts taking goofy pictures, and she finds out that he lied, and she had opened up all the gifts, so he wanted her to wait, so she had lied, so they both were like, okay, even. So that's kind of how it was like. Um, yeah, I got married. You're still married, so we're even. I think like we didn't talk for a couple days. That happened a lot. It really did. All right. Had emotional breakthrough and been doing prayer clearings, and now I'm suddenly getting sex dreams really, really strong again. Um, yeah. Um, those are fun. Um, I'm curious. I'm curious, Andrea, as to what your prayers and clearings, what your are you putting intention in those? Because something you're doing is activating your sacral chakra, and you are you're feeling those erotic feelings, and you're dreaming about them. And so I'm curious as to if you are focusing on or putting any type of intent in that, in those prayers or meditations or whatever it is you're doing. I'm curious if you can answer me here. I'll answer you, because I'm really curious. And you'll see me looking up. I've got that last week. I think Lee's got a session, so I can't go over too much here. So I'm trying to hurry. I don't want to hurry. I want to answer your questions. So, you, Kelsey said that we do co-parent our kids together. Well, we do too. Like Ron and I, um, we talk a lot. I just called him today. Said, look, put some money on Cameron's card because he's going somewhere after school, and he did. And then he picked him up from that place and brought him home, and got him something to eat because I wasn't cooking tonight. I wasn't. We were having leftovers from the weekend. Period. And he got Wendy's, whatever. But yeah, we parent really good. A couple I follow said we just quit being mean to each other, and then talked a lot on working, not judging each other for the things they were going through. Non-judgment's big. Non-judgment's big because I'm going to tell you, I did throw judgment on Lee when we first got together on his past and his womanizing. And I felt that judgment was coming through, and it was coming out when I was talking to him and saying things like and mean things, right? Like, how do you expect me to ever trust you? We came in with the lack of trust because of your past, and I can't. And I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that I don't have a past, because mine's just not even probably, mine's just as bad as Lee's, in other ways. But yeah, and stop being mean to each other. I don't know that we were mean to each other ever. I can say that I was shady sometimes. I would say I would throw things like when I felt him with somebody else, and I would say things like, "Yeah, it felt great. That's wonderful. Thanks. I'm gonna carry that with me all day," type of thing. But um, yeah, big deal. Non-judgment. Don't judge and think that. A lot of times we'll judge somebody without knowing we'll feel like we're better than them. And it's unconscious. And we feel like we're better than them because we don't do that. Right. Um, I deal with, I talk to a lot of people who have been sexually abused, um, and there's a lot of self-judgment in that. And I have to show them how to get out of that. But I also talk to a couple people who have severe anxiety in my human 3D life, and I found that in the beginning I would say things like, the anxiety is so debilitating that they can't get up and they can't drive and it's hard to even leave the house. And I'm like, well, just leave the house. It's like, walk out of the house. Like, and then I realized that as easy as that is for me, it's not so easy for them. And why am I judging the fact that they're having issues? And I'm like making it sound so easy, and it's not. And I needed to find out where the root of that was. So, um, getting to the root of what they're going through, what he's going through, and what kind of purging he's doing. Um, if that purging has to do with something or someone, or um, follow up with that with me here if you can. What kind of purging what is he purging? What's he going through? That'll help. Let's see. Uh, yeah, Teresa said, especially when I knew it wasn't the best decision for me. I I did the opposite. I went through with it, and I don't have any regrets on that because we have Cameron, and now we're all a big happy family, but I could have probably no, I don't think I ever would have. I think I still would have married him. Back then, I my ego was pretty activated, and I was pretty upset with Lee. I don't think I was upset with him. I was just really hurt, and yeah. Hey, Gemma, it's okay, honey. You don't have to be out there. It's fine. You stay in here with me. Because if you were out there, you would bust down the door to get in here. So I don't know what the problem is. Um, okay. Pure Connection says, yes, my twin and I are in separation. After 2 weeks, he messaged me saying he just wants to love me and feel my kisses. He said he wants to know someone still loves him. Yeah, for sure. That's super big. Um, she said, I pushed him away now after almost a month. I feel he's now distant and I'm chasing him. Total opposite. You know what? That's so common. It happens so much that that we find ourselves chasing someone and then and they're like, okay, I needed this breakthrough or download or whatever it is that they're going through, and I got it, and I feel it and I see it, like the connection just comes right through, and they're like, "Oh, it's a connection. I get it." And um, then the other person's like, "You get it now? Like now?" And they're like, "Well, screw you." And then they run off, and then the other person's like, "Wait, I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it." And um this gets in the way. This. Mine told me in 5D, then went to his social media and he was weeks away from getting married, probably trying to ask me to stop it. That's probably exactly what that was, because I know that if I would have told Lee that I was getting married, as a matter of fact, we would meet. Lee and I would meet like for a couple drinks or for lunch or something, and I would take my engagement ring off before I went in there and came back. I was pretty deceptive too. Um, but I know he would have wanted to stop it. I know he would have. If I would have told him, he would have been like, "Please don't do that." And again, I needed that stability. I needed that settling down type of stability and security. And Ron was that. Um, Prayers and clearings I've always done, like asking archangels to clear negative energies, clear curses, spells, attachments, protect energy centers. Okay. Okay. So I okay, I understand now. So I do clearings. I guess my practice is a little different. I don't want to call it weird because that's judging it, but it's a little different. Um, I use a selenite to obviously clear my crystals and my rocks and my things, and obviously, I do a lot of smudging and clearing. Um, I do clearing meditations as well. Um, However, I don't personally necessarily believe in. Um, do I know they're out there in a belief systems? Yes, I do. But the whole reptilian things and the uh, spells and things, I guess maybe my grandmother had told me. My grandmother was also a psychic medium. She was my step grandmother. She wasn't even blood, but uh, she was married to my grandpa for years. My maternal grandmother did have gifts as well, but so I know that was part of your statement before. So I kind of get it. I just I don't know. I think that's just a statement, yeah. But I totally understand now the clearing. So if there was no intention in it, So then you're clear, you do your meditation, you go on about your daily life, and you're getting these dreams and awakenings of your sacral chakra. And there's something to that for sure. There's something to that. I'm curious if you are in contact with your twin and what those conversations are like if you are. Just you can just tell me if you are or you're not. I Lee probably knows. I don't. Wonder Nanda. Hi. Um, I'm looking down because I can't see, and even these glasses don't help. But I have my phone here and I'm just kind of reading. Remember, you said and confirmed what I had decided to tell my married twin flame that I'm going to have to talk with his wife. He keeps contacting me despite my not wanting to be around him. What? You told him that and he still calls? Wow. Um I um you're gonna have to. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this because I'm totally against this. But you may have to block his phone number. You may have to block him. And that write down in a book that I said it because you'll probably never hear me say it again. I think it's childish. I think it's always out of retaliation. It's always for reaction, and it's never for what it's really used for, right? What it should be really used for is no contact from the person that's in this phone or in this social media, right? Not, oh yeah, you pissed me off. Well, you're blocked. Well, oh, you're unblocked. This whole blocking and unblocking, blocking, unblocking, blocking, and unblocking, y'all, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But write it down that Sherry said you may have to go in there and block him. You may have to block his email address. And if he continues, actually do that this week and then come back. And if he has found a way to contact you again, I have another little plan. It's nothing crazy. I'm not gonna like put a head out on him or anything, but yeah, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. That's funny. Um, all right. I unblocked him. Here we go, Salma. I unblocked him, but I didn't re-add him. I just want to neutralize the energy between us, and that's a great idea. You know what? If you went on a rampant, if you blocked him, keep him blocked. You blocked him for a reason. Don't unblock him. I think Gemma agrees. Don't unblock him. Let's see. I pushed Pure Connection again says, I pushed my twin away due to control. I realize that now. Now I noticed he's in past energy and doing things from the past, and it triggers a huge part of me. What can I do to recharge this energy? I pushed my twin to away due to control. Now I realize I'm trying to compartmentalize the question here. I realize that now. So you pushed him away because he was controlling. Now I notice he's in past energy and doing things from the past. And it triggers a huge part of me. Have you been honest with him? Have you told him why you pushed him away? Because you felt that there was control issues happening there. That's super important that he knows why you pushed him away, right? It's also super important that you somehow lovingly and kindly, right, suggest to him that you're noticing some past behaviors. It says here that you're a psychic medium, and I am an active medium. Um, yeah, I don't want to use the word psychic, but I'll use the word medium. And do you ever see any of his or hear any of his loved ones coming forward? Is there something in his past that he needs to identify that he needs to look at, that he needs to bring up? Um, is he going through a dark night of the soul? That's super important. A lot of times when we go through a dark night of the soul, we revert to past behaviors because it's all we remember, it's all we know. And I know that I did it multiple times, multiple times. But what you can do to change the energy, you probably already know, is you are going to have to redirect. You're going to have to redirect the energy, and you're going to have to take that trigger out and look at it and figure out why it's triggering you, what the root is, why does this behavior hurt you? That's important. Why are the past behaviors hurting you? Why are they triggering you? That's important because it triggers a hurt. Triggers a hurt. Anger, right, is a hurt. So the trigger is pulling up something. So that something is what you need to look at. And that will help switch the energy. Once you pull that up and look at it, be like, you know what? This is why this triggers me so much. And I haven't addressed this. And that's something that you may need to address. How do you know the difference between a sociopath, narc, and a twin? I've been off and on for 5 years with the twin. I met him on 12/21, the mirror, 6 months after I had a Kundalini awakening. Look, don't we all want to label our twins narcissists, especially when they're acting dumb? And I shouldn't use the word dumb, but they sometimes. You know, the difference is sociopaths and narcissism is all mind related. Those are mental health issues. Those all belong to the brain. Your twin belongs to your soul. It's a connection. There's a big difference. Connection has compassion and love and understanding. Connection also has push and pull. It's fight or flight. It's scary. It's full of fear, right? Especially in the beginning. And so off and on for 5 years, I'm wondering what phone was ringing. I'm wondering what's been going on for those 5 years. Like who is running, who is chasing, or who is not actively wanting to be a part of the connection. See if you can answer that for me, Amanda, because I'm super curious. Let's see. But I've known him since we were 15. Okay, so you're longtime friends, and there it goes. I'm gonna have to tell her. Hi, I'm in a live.
Hi.
I had to answer. You got it? Yeah. Okay, I have to. It's the grandkids. Now I have to learn how to turn this off. Hang on just a second, guys. I got it. It's the grandkids calling. They called my phone, then they called Lee's. It was not going to stop until somebody answered. Apparently he got it. So anyway, so you guys have known each other for a long time. You know each other's past. You know each other's quirks, right? So what is it that he is not connecting with? What is it that he is running from? That should be your first question. What is he running from? Why is he flighting in the fight or flight? What's he running from? That's important. Hello, Sylvia. Wonder Nanda. He just now. I use WhatsApp for the first time since I haven't opened this and other messages. I was surprised to see it, and now feeling nervous, thinking, how am I going to have the courage to follow through? What did he say, Wonder? I mean, I'm just curious what he says, wonder. And um yeah, I'm curious what he said. Not for any reason, but nosy. I'm curious. Um oh, Jasmine, thank you. It's actually my privilege to be here with you guys. It really is. Um I actually look forward to this. It's really kind of cool because um you know, I'm back to work only part-time, and I get super tired easy, and there's still a lot of things going on with me medically. And I mean, just literally 10 minutes before I came on live, I was when Ron and Cameron came in, I was in the restroom and I was so nauseous. And I'm like, why am I nauseous? I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of just over it. I'm over the doctors. I'm over everything. Um, but I believe if it was anything else, even on, on the other side of just social media personally, and things, I could be going live on TikTok, all kinds of things. But I really look forward to this. So I got out of there. I talked to Ron for a few minutes and I came up, and yeah, Lee was still in session, but he set up the YouTube for me because my eyesight is horrible today. And my eyesight's bad because my sugar is bad, and it's up and down and up and down, and I've lost my eyesight to it temporarily until it gets when my sugar regulates, my eyesight will come back. And but it's, yeah, it's a lot. But it's my privilege to be here. It really is. I love it. Um Andrea, not in contact since 2019, but I used to feel him concentrating his energy towards. I'm going to pull this up here so I can see it and see you guys. Oh, no, I lost it. Oh, there it is. No contact, but I used to feel him concentrating his energy towards me until he told me he couldn't do the things he promised. So I accepted it. Been working on healing and forgiveness. Acceptance is big. And giving him space and holding space for him is big. Um, I'm with a soulmate now, and I feel it's really risky to go back to someone who could possibly be a crazy person. But every twin sign is there, and um, Amanda, it's okay if you're not with your twin if he is, um, if he's toxic in any way, and if you're perfectly content in your soulmate relationship, then by all means, I totally vibe with that, and I agree that you should be happy and you should be content. And if you're in a situation that you are fulfilled and happy in, then I think that that's just fine, and I feel that that's just fine. Um, clearly, I know who my twin is. Clearly, there's been a couple times that I have decided that, you know why I'm hot? There's no fan on. I have decided that I didn't want to be with him. So, see how that worked out for me. Here I am. But um, if it wouldn't have, I really feel like I could have been totally okay finding someone just to fulfill me and be my partner and be loving and kind, and we enjoy each other's company. And as long as there's no toxicity there, then it's not going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. You're always going to feel your twin. You're always going to be connected, and you're always going to be able to telepathically communicate, and you're always going to be able to talk. Lee and I did it. We did it a lot when we were separated. Even though we were with other people, we still had conversations. It happens. And I commend you for stepping away from that and taking care of you by doing what you needed to do. I love the sync of you bringing up the blocking shenanigans before reading my message. I know, right? I saw that. I was like, oh, here we go, Selma. There's Mama T. Hi. I'll watch the replay, but I wanted to say hi and I love you. Tell Twin I love him if you see him. I will. I for sure will. I was controlling, wanting to mold him into something he wasn't, basically. You know, that's so interesting and it's so enlightening. And I really feel like if you were honest with him and you told him that, look, this is the space I was in. I've had to do that numerous times where, like, look, I was in a shitty space or I was in a bad space. Or my mind was in control. There's so many things. And I just really feel like if you were honest with him and you let him know, like, look, it wasn't you. I backed away because of me. I was feeling like I wanted to control you. And yeah. Can you speak about forgiveness after you've been hurt by the other? Yeah, I can. And then I'm gonna have to go because Lee has a session. And then I will keep these comments up. I just didn't do it last time. It was an oversight. I'm not great at this technology stuff, but this time I believe he set it up to where the comments come in the replay, because I really do want to go through and answer the questions that I don't get to. Okay, so if you keep asking questions, I'll keep going through and answering them. Forgiveness after you've been hurt by the other is so difficult, but so easy all at the same time. I really felt like if I didn't forgive him, that I was still judging him. And I didn't want to do that. And I felt like if I didn't forgive him, that I wasn't doing right by myself, right? I wasn't doing good for me. And, forgiveness has so many meanings to so many different people. But to me, forgiveness is unconditional love and loving them through it and not judging them for it. And I noticed that I had been judging Lee over something for a long time. And then I realized it really wasn't judgment as much it was unforgiveness, but they're kind of the same thing, sort of. But I didn't want to be judgy and I didn't want to be judged. So I letting things go. That's so hurtful. I held on to the fact that Lee, whenever we went into separation, would always go back to the same person multiple times. And this last time that we separated in 2012, he did the same thing. And I would say things, well, you have a backup plan, and I don't have a backup plan. And he would look at me like I was completely insane. And like, what are you talking about? And it was my mind that had control over that. It was my mind that was telling me he had a backup plan. That was my mind telling me that and look, me and this person are complete opposites, way different, complete opposites. And he really hurt her, y'all. He hurt her pretty bad by being with her, having a relationship with her. She was moving here to be with him. They were going to be together. I mean, I think the electric at the condo we lived in was in her name when we met up for lunch that day and ended up at home and ended up intimate. And after the intimacy was still in the air, but we were finished with the physical act, he looked at me and what he said was, "I'll never be able to be with anybody else ever again." So he had to go for third or fourth time and tell her that, he was in love with me and we were going to be together. And um, yeah, so I realized that I wasn't forgiving him. I hadn't forgiven him for it. I was hurt. I was hurt really deeply. And man, that was something I had to let go of. And you know what? Sometimes it'll still come up in my head, and I have to realize that it's my head that's causing all this trouble, that it's my mind. Um, Look at that person, look at them, and know that they're not there to hurt you. They're not there to repeat those hurts. Your twin, the one you're connected to, should never want to hurt you. I never want to hurt Lee, and I do accidentally, unconsciously, and I'll say, "Man, that had to have hurt, and I'm sorry," but um, there's why there's a why that I had to pull up. Why did it hurt me so bad? Why? What is the core root of that hurt? And it was so many things. It was so many, even when I was 18. I mean, I had a boyfriend from the time I met the kid when I was 13, right? And we started hanging out and being boyfriend and girlfriend and doing all this stuff. We very first were intimate when I was 15, and we were 18. He was 21 or 21 or 22. I don't remember much older he was than me, but 3 years, 2 years. So he may have been 21. I was 18. And we were planning to get married. We were engaged. I mean, he had been a part of my family for so long, and I had been a part of his. And I found him on top of somebody else physically, and it tore me up. It just wore me out. Um, and then I got married to somebody else after that very quickly. I met um, the guy that I married when it was 18 when that happened. Um, and I turned 19 in June. And 6 months later, well, no, yeah, because I was 18 when that happened, and it was 6 months into my 18th year. So, um, look, I dated the new guy for 6 months, and we just got married. We had a big wedding. We got married. We were married for 13 years, and we had 3 kids. And he also had an affair or 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah. And hi, Gemma. And Gemma's an energy dog, so she felt my energy rise. Um, oh, she did. Hi, Gemma. So I had to go back in and find those hurts and identify them in order to be able to tell Lee that for so long I've been so unforgiving, and I was sorry, and but it's in your unforgiveness is in your head. You really just need to look at why it hurt so much, and that's when the forgiveness will come. You've got to work that out in you. Forgiveness is simple once you're able to look at why you haven't been able to be forgiving or loving in that space, because I couldn't even be loving because there was so much unforgiveness. So I hope that helped, and I hope you understand. And I'm going to take one more question. I promise I have to go. Lee's not pounding, but I hear him out there. Um, yes, he's always in cycles. I separated with him because I was sick of being in his cycles, but I also tried. Goodness. But I also tried controlling everything having to do with him. Now, since we separated, he went back to his old. I get it. I do. Again already, some answering me before my reading my message. It happens, don't it? It happens a lot. Oh, hi, Danielle. Hi. I got to meet Danielle when we went to Florida, and in Target. I love Target. And I saw some things in her Target, And I was so excited to come home and look for them in my Target, but they didn't have them. I was so upset. But let's read her question, and then Kelly, is that? Hang on, is that this? I'm going to answer your question, Danielle. Hang on, I've got to see if this is the right Kelly. Kelly, like it won't let me see your Kelly. Is it? Are you the same Kelly? Are you? Where did you used to live, Kelly? You tell me. And if we met, tell me where we went, if that's you. But let's see. So let's see what Danielle says. Okay. After all this time, 7 years, round and round, the last month, I feel nothing. No feeling at all. Almost like it didn't exist. No reason for it. Just don't care. Like at all super weird. Not happy, not sad, wanting anger, nothing. Just gone. Even my mind is just like, okay, oh my God, what's wrong? Curious what you think. It's so bizarre. I don't think it's bizarre. I think you finally let it go. You found something in you and you decided to let it go. And now, Danielle, you have the opportunity to go in and find, I feel so much better. Go in and find you and what you want, what you need, and manifest that. Manifest it. Because now the obsession's gone. I've thought for many, many years, Danielle, even when we left Target that day, that there's something that's going to snap you out of this obsession. And I'm ecstatic that it's happened and that it's happened to you, because there is something coming to you, girl. I know it. I feel it. I knew it. I saw it when we were together. I saw it. So there's something coming your way. And I would just stay free, open, loving, kind. Don't go back into that headspace where there's obsession, because it very well could be him that comes back. I don't know that. But what I'm saying is it could very well be him that says, you know what? Let me tell you about this. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was doing this and I was doing that. He may be ready to come back with his honesty, or there might be somebody completely new that blows you away. I don't know which one it is, but I'm telling you, I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. I'm so glad that your mind broke free from that. I'm super excited. Let's see. Oh no, it said it was scheduled for his birthday. There's synchronicities all over tonight, isn't there? I have to. Yeah, I don't know. Kelly never got back with me, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the same Kelly. But your name just sounds so familiar. But anyway, and I can't see your picture because it won't let me hit it. But I have to go. And I really want to answer all these questions, and I'm going to. So Lee has something to do up here. I think he has a session, and I'm going to go downstairs, and I'm going to, right after this, I'm going to go through these comments. So, and I'm going to answer those comments, or answer the questions in the comments still. So if you want to ask something, go ahead and ask, and then I'm going to get to them right here in a few minutes. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Let me tell you, there were some questions last week that I didn't get to. So if you remember them, get to you. There was a couple of them. I'm actively in 2, and I'm getting ready to finish up one of them. So I've got time. I've got some time on the books. I am doing a sexual abuse root camp. That's just with me. If there's a time when I need to pull in Lee, I will. But let's get to the root of it. Let's talk about it. I can relate, and we can heal some things. So I'm doing a sexual abuse root camp, Get a hold of me via email. Gemma, get a hold of me via email. You can also send me a message on Facebook through Twin Flames Lee and Sherry, or even on Sherry Patterson. I can still message. I'm blocked on Facebook for another 10 days, but I can still use Messenger. You can get a hold of me through Facebook, through our email. You can use info@relationshipreinvented.com. Just put Sherry in the subject line, and Lee will let me know that there's emails there, because I don't necessarily check those all the time. So if you just put Sherry in the subject line, if you have any questions about the sexual abuse root camp, please let me know. I'm also doing medium readings. They're 11111, and they run about 40 minutes. And I will definitely do a medium reading. I've got a couple of those booked, so I usually do about 2 or 3 a month. I'm good this month, so I've got time this month if you want to get in. I'm also doing personal sessions. If there's something you want to work on and you really want to talk to a female, you really want feminine energy and that type of thing, I can bring my cards. I can bring my pendulums. We can do readings. I do card readings. I do pendulum readings. Get a hold of me, and I'll help you out, and I'll get you on the right track. So if you want to get a hold of me, just info@relationshipreinvented.com. No, info@relationshipreinvented. That's the email. info@relationshipreinvented. Send a message, just put Sherry in the subject line, and I'll get it, and we'll work this out. But if you want to get in this month, I got some time. So we'll, if not, it could be, let's see, April, May. It could be May, but I'm booking currently now. So get a hold of me, and I'll get you guys in. Thank you so much for watching these every Monday. I'll see you Monday night at 7 o'clock. Right here, or downstairs, wherever I'm at. I don't know. I love you guys so much. I will answer your questions down there. And as soon as I get downstairs where my computer is, and I pull this up, I will answer these questions right now. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and you guys are amazing. Bye. I got it. Why am I touching the screen? It's not a touch screen. I have to use the little cursor thing. Oh, no.